something to do with the presence of campaign materials on the campaign within the polling area. In the previous election, such instances happened. You go to a polling station and the campaign materials are all over, even during the Kawempe by-election. My question is, who is responsible for removing those campaign materials or campaign posters, and have mechanisms been put in place to ensure that this time around we don't have them in the at the polling stations? Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Alex Bukumune. I work with the Uganda Human Rights Commission.
All right. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, moderator. My name is Omara Apita. I'm a commissioner at the Uganda Human Rights Commission. First of all, I would like to thank the Electoral Commission, through the chair, for walking this long journey of preparing for the 2026 elections, working with many different stakeholders and partners, including with the Uganda Human Rights Commission. The Uganda Human Rights Commission will be deploying 121 observers across the country. And they will be deployed out of our regional offices, 12 of them which are in the country. Maybe for the information of others, the 12 regional offices, if I can mention them quickly, Arua, Gulu, Lira, Soroti, Jinja, Masaka, Kabale, Fort Portal, Hoima, I think the Moroto. So we will be having these 121 observers also out there. Now our question is, how many polling officials will run the elections? And how many polling officials do we expect per polling station? This is what we just wanted to know. I wish to thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lord Chair. These are 6 issues that have been raised by participants. But Lord Chair, due to public demand, allow me pick 2 more, and I'll invite you to intervene. You can see the hands that are they are overwhelming. But let me pick the gentleman who stood up without permission to make his comments.
Thank you very much. My professor told me in life we don't get what we deserve, we get what we struggle for. That's why I stood up. I've got one question with 3 parts. One is I have taken part in my name is Kennedy Mutenyo from the Democratic Party, the second longest surviving political party in Africa after the ANC. Thank you very much, Commission. I was watching TV yesterday and I saw one of your officials in church explaining that when a voter comes, he will get 3 ballots at the same time. Now, from my experience, even if you did nothing, a good number of Ugandans always complain you want to cheat, even before you do anything. So, what happens, because I experienced it in Mbarara myself, you give 3 ballot papers, and this voter walks. If he finds the ballot of the woman MP in the president's box, and then the president's ballot box in the area MP, how you need more explanation on this, because they will think you are cheating. 2, I hope my question is clear. 2, I'm not from the media, but I want to speak on behalf of the media. Some authorities, legislative authorities, have started dictating to the media what to inform us. We will not be on Entebbe Road at Yatali Center, so we are going to rely on media houses. I would want to hear from the Commission what the media can publish and what they cannot, not another legislative authority. Third and final is on security, both for you, the commissioners, and we, the voters. I'll not mention the name. I was an agent in Kawempe by-election. One of your commissioners seated right there was almost manhandled by some thugs and ordered to leave the polling station. Are your officials safe? Are we safe? If a rascal comes and tries to handle an election official, what happens? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know whether we have a lady amongst the hands that are up.
There is one here. We can create others.
A lady.
Thank you for honoring me.
Yes, please.
I'm Hainza Rose from Patriotism Uganda. I
10 years ago, it all began with one trade. Discipline became my edge. And today, I trade with confidence and consistency. 10 years of helping traders grow. FTMO.
because my worry is if people come and hang around the polling station, we are going to get riots. And the elderly, the PWDs, and the women will not go for voting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord Chair. Finally, let's conclude with the voice of a lady again. A lady over here. Finally, please. We have to bring this to a close.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Ruth Makuthu from IEBC Kenya, one of the sister EMBs. I have 3 questions, and one is tied to what the gentleman spoke about. My question was about stray ballots. You will be issuing 3 ballots. So what happens to the ballots that are found in the wrong ballot box? Will they be rejected, or what will happen? The other question that I didn't hear my Lord the Chair speak to is about assisted voters. Do we have assisted voters in Uganda, and how are their voting handled? Then the last question is on, or rather clarification, was on campaigns. When does the campaign period end? And part 2 of that question is, how does the Commission monitor and audit campaign financing for the elections? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think those are the issues that came from participants. But Lord Chair, let me add you 2, which are written and sent here. On validity of votes, invalidation, on the TV announcements, the intention of the voter is not being addressed. Please address. That is one concern that has come. The second one is on the dress code. If I dress in a national flag, color, advice, or if I come with a national flag, please guide on the implications. Lord Chair, I wish to take this opportunity to invite you to come and make responses. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner, and I want to thank you our distinguished guests, for your patience. Thank you so, so much. It shows that you are really keenly interested in the electoral affairs of this country. I've not seen any of the invited guests getting up, even though we the hosts have been moving up and down, but thank you so much. Now, I will start with the last question, because it might prove a bit contentious. Dress code on polling day. I will start by reading the law. Beg your indulgence. Section 47 of the Presidential Elections Act. It says, in subsection 2, a person shall not, while in a polling station, display on his or her person any emblem, ensign, badge, label, ribbon, flag, banner, card, or device as a badge intended, mark the words, or likely to be taken as intended to distinguish the wearer as a supporter of any candidate. That's the law. Anything, any dress, any object, any banner, candidate's portraits, any flag that might be taken as intended to distinguish you as supporting a particular candidate is prohibited. Now, the issue of the national flag. The national flag is the national flag. But we also know, those of us who have been here during the campaigns, that some candidates have used the national flag as a campaign symbol wherever they have gone. They have used it as a campaign symbol wherever they have gone. Now, the law says that anything, and it does not distinguish, when the law talks of a flag, does not distinguish between a national flag or a party flag or any flag. It says anything, any flag that might be taken as intended to distinguish you as a supporter of a particular candidate is prohibited at a polling station. Party colors, because our parties have their designated and approved colors. Any attire of your party color, you should leave it at home. Put on ordinary attire. Candidates' portraits or attires, please leave them at home. That's what the law says. And we want Ugandans, if you want to have peaceful, credible, free and fair election, observe and respect the law. It is here in the Presidential Elections Act. Very well spelled out. It also goes with the campaign posters or paraphernalia hanging at a polling station where, because maybe a polling station is next to buildings and the walls of the buildings have been plastered during campaigns, the posters of the candidates. Now that this is a polling station, they are supposed to be removed or plucked down by, I think, the Electoral Commission. Ordinarily, you are not supposed to destroy or deface or remove the campaign poster of a candidate, ordinarily, during campaigns. But once campaigns have closed, and this area is now a polling station, all such paraphernalia should be pulled down. And I thank you for raising that question. Commissioners, we should emphasize to our staff that any campaign paraphernalia should be pulled down from polling stations. The polling station should be devoid of any candidate's portrait or symbol of a political party, and so on and so forth. Those should now remain on the ballot papers, which the candidates, which the support or the voters are going to be issued with. Now, I will start with a question from our sister from across, Ruth. When does campaign period end? The law says campaigns shall end 48 hours to polling. 48 hours to polling. So we expect campaigns to end tomorrow at midnight. campaign should. But for rallies, the law, the guidelines say, in the law, it is in the law. For those holding rallies, mass rallies, the rallies will end at 6, as they have been doing, 6 p.m. But maybe radio programs, maybe a candidate may have booked airtime or something like that. In the evening, when most listeners or viewers are at home. But essentially, 48 hours to polling. That's when campaigns stop. Ruth, unfortunately, the Electoral Commission does not monitor campaign financing in Uganda. It is free for all. The more money you have, you go. We tried, National Consultative Forum endeavored in 2020 to introduce an amendment in the law to cap campaign or political financing. Money, I don't know whether it happens, Your Excellency, I don't know whether it happens also in Nigeria, but in Uganda, the issue of money has really become endemic in our elections. The use of huge sums of money has become a problem, a challenge. And the only way you can address that is by having the relevant legal framework in place. We try to push it to Parliament, National Consultative Forum, where we are members as a commission, try to push it to Parliament. It never saw the light of day, I think for obvious reasons, I think. So it did not come out, so there is no law on campaign financing. Whoever has the deepest pockets goes on. Those who have short pockets, what do we do? You can maybe convince the voters and tell them, please, I have the right ideas. It's not about the money in my pocket. It's about what I'm going to do for you. And that's what we are trying to do. There are some also civil society organizations like ACME. I think this one, again, campaign money, something. They also tried to push that amendment. It did not come through. We hope one day, there will be a law to cap for campaign financing or political financing during elections. Then the other issue was, yes, I think they have raised something very, 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 very critical. The voters on 15th are going to be issued with 3 ballot papers: presidential, woman member of parliament, directly elected. The boxes are different at the polling station. For presidential, WMP, directly elected. The ballot papers are different. We have designed that once the 3 ballot papers have been issued to the voter, 2, because I think the first box is presidential, the other 2 are going to be placed in some kind of polythene, pouch, some polythene pouch. The presiding officer will place the other 2 there, and then the voter will remain with the one in his or her hands, presidential, because that is coming first. He goes but you know, some of our people are illiterate still. They may inadvertently or unintentionally find themselves dropping the woman member of parliament ballot paper in the directly elected or vice versa. So what do you do? Is it invalid? I don't think it is invalid. It is only wrongly placed because of the literacy levels of our people. I think we shall have to address that with our people, with our field officers, on how to handle that. Don't simply throw away this ballot paper because it is placed in the wrong box. I think we shall have to. And then on these remaining days, we are going to have many radio talk shows with our field people to emphasize the need. But the voters are also going to be assisted. There will be somebody assisting them, telling them, no, this one is now, you are supposed to, this one is the one for women member of parliament, woman member of parliament, and the other one is for male. We shall put in place a mechanism that avoids all this. But assuming a ballot paper finds itself in the wrong box, in my view, that ballot paper should not be thrown away anyhow. Yes, Rose, yes, we cannot, unfortunately, we cannot prescribe the number of people who should be at a polling station because those numbers are prescribed in the law. For instance, if the law says each candidate is entitled to 2 agents, if there are 20 candidates or 30 candidates, you cannot restrict them to 1. agent. No. They just have to be 60 or 70 or whichever number, because the law allows them to do that. So that is one of the things, and that's why we've been emphasizing. If you have this army, this battalion of agents at the polling station, moreover inside, why do you need this hangar zone 20 meters away? Why? So we cannot persuade Sister Rose, we cannot limit the number of people, but even observers are at liberty to get to a polling station once they have been accredited. You're not going to tell, well, the good thing about observers, they don't stay there for hours and hours and hours rooted to one polling station. But the people who are rooted there full time are the agents of the candidates who are permitted in law to do that. What the media can report on, well, I'm not a media person. I don't know the ethics of, do they have a code of conduct? I think they also have ethics. Every profession has ethical conduct. I think they're supposed to report. I don't want to guess what they're supposed to report. But I don't know. In this process for the quest for a free and fair election, peaceful election, I think we should try to promote elements, aspects that ensure there is peace and stability in our midst. And therefore, the media, who are entitled to do their work in accordance with the principles of journalism and so on and so forth, and should also be cognizant of that, that we should also promote peace and stability in our country. Because at the end of it all, when the 15th is gone, when the 17th is gone, when we declare the final results, we shall have this entity called Uganda, which shall remain for the people of Uganda. We shall remain here. Our guests, our visitors, will go back. But for us, whom God created and said, you are Ugandan, I think let us be mindful of what is good for Uganda and what endangers Uganda, what promotes the kind of Uganda I want. And I've been telling people, we should always ask ourselves, all of us in positions of responsibility, positions of leadership, positions of decision-making, ask yourself, is what I'm about to do for the good of my country or not? If it is for the good of me as me, but not for the country, let me not do it, because it endangers the country. Let me promote that which is good for the country, so that at the end of this election, we have peace and stability like we have today. That's why I was telling our distinguished, wonderful guests that you are free to move to any part of the country. The IGP has not said, don't go there. There are issues in that part of the country. You are free to move to any part of the country. It is peaceful and stable. To me, that is the icing on the cake. Peace and stability should not be compromised in whatever way or circumstance. If a rascal tries to manhandle an election official, of course, my brother, what he witnessed in Kawempe was unfortunate. But IGP is aware.
This festive season, win with KCB Bank Chikapu. Shop at any of your favorite restaurants, markets, shops, or any other merchants across the country and pay using KCB Pay or your Visa card and stand to win branded merchandise and shopping vouchers weekly. You also stand to win if you pay all your utility bills or settle taxes using KCBU Mobi app. To make payments, download the KCBU Mobi app on Play Store or App Store, or use KCB Pay by dialing *244*9# today. KCB Bank, for people, for better. Terms and conditions apply.
for candidate so and so. The concept of vote protector is alien, is not known in the electoral laws. What is known is an agent of a candidate. So anyone who comes to a polling station with a tag or label of vote protector for candidate so and so. When I use the word masquerader, they said they came against me with a brick of tons of a ton of bricks and so on. But that's what it is. Let's have designated people in law at the polling station. Observers, yes. Agents, yes. Representatives of political parties who have been accredited, yes. I think I've answered the issue of campaign posters around polling station. Alex, these should be pulled down. Actually, after campaigns are over, the whole of Wednesday, I think we are going to assign that to our people pulling down these posters, all of them, because there are no more campaigns after tomorrow. No more campaigns. Pull down all these posters at polling stations. But now, if you pull down one under the law, it is an offense for you to deface or destroy a campaign poster. Not for now. On the issue of brutalization, if that word exists in English, brutalizing supporters. Afande, you're the one going to answer this, because this one is too hard for me to answer. Mr. Mwinyi Hashim, yes, indeed, as you have said, we are cognizant, we are aware the 20-meter distance is provided for under the law. But you see, the law does not apply in a vacuum or in abstract. You must contextualize it in the prevailing or existing circumstances in order for you to give full purpose and meaning to the law. If the law creates an absurd or unfortunate situation, should we just... So I know that for the law to be said not to be operated, it says Parliament must amend that law or repeal it, whichever. You are right, I agree. But we are saying, in light of what we have experienced in the past, in light of the fact that we want a credible, peaceful, free and fair process, in light of the fact that we want every voter not to feel intimidated, in light of the fact that we want to safeguard the effects and the processes and the outcomes at a polling station, do we say, let it be business as usual, when we have empirical evidence to show that when people keep around, this is what is likely to happen? That's where we are coming from. But we are aware this is the work of Parliament. Maybe come 2031, those will be there. Maybe this would have been looked into. Rise Ministry. Some polling assistants are young, some are old. Yes, I think it's a very critical matter, especially our female polling officials whom we employ. They have to go back home. But the first point is the people we recruit, ladies and gentlemen, as polling officials are from the communities where the polling station is best. We recruit people from those communities where the polling stations are located. We don't get someone from Umbarara and throw him to Mbale, about 100 or 200 miles away. No, they are from those, and therefore we think or we expect them to find it easier to get back home. But we'll give them an allowance which is caters for their mobility, transport, and so on and so forth, so that they can, in Uganda, Your Excellencies, I think you have seen, we have this common mobility called border borders. I hope they do not be a hindrance to, as you are coming to the commission. They ride anyhow. Those are everywhere in the villages and so on. So they are utilized in the cities, in the rural areas to move people. But we think this is something we should look at, that we should safeguard our female officials whom we recruit to work on that day. Yes, someone raises a fundamental question. Agents being abducted by security, that's not permitted. An agent is recognized in the law. An agent is recognized in the law. An agent is legitimately lawfully and officially at a polling station, performing functions that are pertinent to the conduct of a free and fair election. Why should they be abducted? For what? They should not. And I can say this unequivocally. An agent who is authorized to be at a polling station should not be abducted at all or arrested. But if the agent is committing a crime, that is a different matter. Because the fact that you are an agent does not place you above the law. But to arrest someone merely because he or she is an agent of a candidate is not permitted. And I think we are going to ensure this does not happen. DR forms, yes, thank you very much. I forgot one aspect. The DR forms of 2026 general elections also have a barcode. They too are going to be scanned by this kit. The DR forms also have a barcode. They are going to be scanned as well by this kit to authenticate them. Now, if any strange DR form finds itself to the National Tally, to the District Tally Center, to the returning officer, I think it will be sorted. This is something we want to tell you. I think those were the questions. Now, these written ones. The complaints we have been handling, we have settled the bulk of them. But you can't believe it. Even last week, people filed complaints, post-nomination complaints. And the issue is the law. Article 61 of the Constitution does not put a cap on the filing of these petitions. That's what it says. Article 61, one of the functions of the Electoral Commission is to hear and determine election complaints arising before and during polling. You can imagine, even the day of polling, the Constitution says people can still complain. The law does not put a cap on when we should stop hearing them. Even on a polling day, we are supposed to hear complaints. Very interesting. Invalidation of a vote or a ballot is not being addressed. The intention of the voter is not being emphasized. This is what he's saying. I think this is something we have to take up today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. For us, we can go on with our programs. We can go on with our voter sensitization programs, even though campaigns have officially closed. So this is something we need to emphasize. This morning I talked to the regional regional election officer of my region, which I supervise in Elgon, and I emphasized this point. I said, please let us emphasize the issue of invalidation of votes and the difference, the distinction between the intention of the voter and what is outrightly invalid. That should be distinguished. Thank you very much. I think, please quick. I think the issue of the flag I've answered. Any colors of flag. Media. Is it allowed to announce and declare results? A big no. Please don't declare results. Media. The act or conduct of declaring the results is the preserve of the Electoral Commission. But if the Electoral Commission, you know, Your Excellency and distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, the ambassadors, you know those of you who have been here. At the National Tally Center, we give regular updates of the results as they come in from the country, the presidential results. We give regular updates. This is what has come in from this area. This is what has come in from this area. Now the media, picking from that, can now publicize and say the Electoral Commission says so far they have received results from here. But for you not to formulate and generate your own results and then start informing the country, you are creating a ground for something that you may not be able to handle. So please, let us follow what the Electoral Commission disseminates or publicizes or passes out. Then you can pick that. Some people even go to the extent of trying to set up their own tally centers. And they want to inform the public that for us, that's what we have received so far. But the Constitution is very clear. The law is very clear. The Commission shall ascertain, publish, declare and publish the results. Now, if you don't have that mandate, you cannot report what the Commission has released. So please, but I know our media, wonderful people, we have been working with them. We have not had any issues with them. They always get from us what is trending as far as the activities are concerned and the outcomes. So I think we should not have a challenge in that regard. I think I've answered all the questions, Commissioner Anthony. Afande, is there any question for you? There's somebody talked of brutalizing, some of these things. Thank you.
Thank you, Lord Chairperson. I think mine is to make a statement here, because what most of the issues being raised are very genuine and pertinent concerns of what might happen. I'm also giving you my preparedness about what will happen in the area of security. I've already given my statement to the people of Uganda that I'm going to provide the adequate security required. Definitely, this gives me more energy to do better and do more. Talking about abductions, that's criminal. An abduction, I think, under the law, if you are talking about law enforcement, you would be talking about an arrest. But where there is an abduction, it means the police needs to get concerned and they ensure that no abduction takes place. Serious concern about the safety of the women. That's why I stood here and said we are going to ensure that we play our role and ensure that all people are left with free will to exercise their rights, and that we are going to do to our best of our abilities. The other one is the same. Agents mishandled by thugs. Security is required. That's why we have mapped out all these areas, given responsibilities to the different players. But above all, we are confident that the national security infrastructure will not fail to deliver a peaceful environment to the Ugandans. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lord Chair, and thank you very much, IGP, for those informative responses, which are indeed satisfactory and a demonstration of our preparedness and commitment to a credible, peaceful, free, and fair election. Lord Chair, our call center number for the benefit of the public and everyone else is 0800-252-700. This is a toll-free number. I repeat, 0800-252-700. Then the chargeable line, which is not toll-free, is 0326 809 100. I repeat, 0326 809 100. Distinguished participants, indeed we have received very valuable questions, comments and clarifications touching on election roadmap, observer roles, and security coordination. I thank you all for your constructive engagements for God and my country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Honorable Anthony Okello, for leading us in this important part of the program of the plenary and the questions and answers and comments, and to all that have asked the questions and the answers that we have received. We are now coming towards the end of this session, and it's now my distinct pleasure to invite the Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Hajat Aisha Lubega, to come and give the closing remarks.
From your hand to theirs, your international transfers just got upgraded to over 100 countries worldwide. With Airtel Money and Juba Express, sending money anywhere in the world is now faster, easier, and more affordable. Whether it's London, Paris, Lagos, Dubai, Nairobi, or New York, your money gets there in seconds. Dial *185*1#, select option 4 for international transfers, then select option 4 again, send through Juba Express to send money to any wallet or bank or cash collection point. Get more value for every transfer. Enjoy great forex rates and the freedom to send money to any mobile money wallet, bank or cash collection point instantly and securely. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Covered through the questions that have been asked in this plenary. I would like to thank you participants for your responses to the presentations and the manner in which you have carried yourself and the tone, the way you have raised the questions. We want to appreciate it so much. It is going to help us to put a keen eye on the areas that are pointed out, so that if there are any improvements to be made, we can still make them. And if there are any issues to raise with ourselves, we can still raise them and improve on our electoral process. Your presence, the national observers and international observers, is an indicator of the interest that you have, that the nations that you represent and the institutions that you represent have in Uganda, and the peace that Uganda should be enjoying, and the democracy that we should be enjoying. All those ones are embodied in the bodies that you are representing and the countries you are representing, and the individual CSOs that are coming in here to see what we have to produce. The Commission is particularly pleased to see an increase in the number of national and international observers, and this one is encouraging. We are encouraged that probably there was a lot of civic education done, and we attracted national observers, and we hope that come 2031 we shall have double this room for observers, because it's extremely important when people take interest in this exercise, because this is the foundation of the democracy of the country. So as it has been recognized, election observation is a valuable tool for improving the quality of elections.
Observers help build public confidence in the honesty of electoral processes. Observation can help promote and protect the civil and political rights of participants in elections. It can lead to the corrections of errors or weak practices. Even while an election process is still underway, we can make these corrections. Observations can help deter manipulation, intimidation, violence, and fraud, or expose such problems if they are to occur. When observers can issue objective reports, it builds trust in the democratic process and enhances the credibility of the elections. This is what you and women observed. So we are looking forward to getting those reports at the end of your observation exercise, because we trust that whatever we have observed, whether good practices or lacking practices, will help us to improve our democracy. I wish to emphasize the importance of reporting on your observation on this exercise, and we give you about up to 6 months to give us a report as observers. The Commission has provided information in a pack for observers, for you to carry with you as you go into this exercise. It has contacts of our field staff. It has contacts of police. It has the maps of the areas that you are going to observe, and we hope it's going to be useful to you. You are further encouraged to visit our official website, www.ec.or.ug, and our social media platforms for any updates the Commission may give concerning the conduct of the elections. I want to wish you safe travels to your areas of observation and the successful conduct of election observation exercise, and a successful end of the exercise when you come to that time. I want to declare this meeting closed. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Chairperson Hajat Aisha Vega, for the closing remarks. I would like to thank the Chairperson of the Commission and the Commission, the IGP, the Excellencies here, Excellency President Goodluck Jonathan, and all heads of missions and heads of diplomatic missions and everybody that is here, domestic, local, international. We thank you for making the time to come here. Just some last advisories. One, the Deputy Chair has mentioned our digital platforms on which regular information about the forthcoming processes are going to be. The website is one principal one, www.ec.or.ug. The social media handles, X in particular, for quick information, will also be in use, and it is at Uganda EC. That is the X handle. Follow it, because we'll be putting there urgent, quick information that you may need to know as you go in the field to do observation. And we can also receive the comments from there. And again, the toll-free line has also been communicated. Make use of them to keep us informed, to ask what you are seeing, to raise any issues that you are seeing for prompt response. Finally, the Commission has served breakfast. I don't know if it's not breakfast, lunch, both of them into, taken together. And the staff of the Commission are going to guide where you have it from. Please don't leave that breakfast. There are 3 places the teams will guide. We have a place inside the hotel. We have a serving point on that side. We also have a serving point on the left-hand side. On that Lord Chair, I would like to request us to close with the anthems in reverse order while standing. We stand and sing the anthems, starting with the East African anthem and ending with the national anthem.
Utaomba unilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. Lord Chair, you lead the high table, and these tables in front, the first 4 tables, you lead them to the serving point and protocol. Please